Hello and welcome to Farming Simulator 19. I'm Andy and this is the Let's Play on the Bee by a Real Farm episode. So I've done a bit since last time. One of the things I did was I actually calculated how much of the land on this map I need for it to be realistic to farm. I bought, sort of bought, within quotation marks. So what I did was that I got an additional field mod, and I can see here this field is 2.42 hectares. So and we bought 36 hectares of field, so we know that we need a bit, quite a bit to get that done. So what I actually found out is that I needed to own every field on the whole map for it to be 36 hectares. So I bought that. That was fine and dandy. The next problem was that my tractor is very underpowered. So I figured everything would take forever and ever. So I actually hired in a contractor that did, let's see, field 2. This field is plowed. So this one. No, I did that myself. But this one. 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, well, most of these. I hired a contractor that did those, cultivated them, so that's done. Then I sprayed it, all of the fields. That took a lot of fertilizer. I couldn't spray them twice because I couldn't afford that. I basically have a 10 grand credit card. I'm pretending. I maxed that. So the seed and crop protection stuff up there, which you just saw in the beginning there, is what I bought for the money, which I had there. What I did though was, and this shows the importance of doing your homework before you buy a farm, is that I bought another tractor. I sold my tractor off, which I had, and I bought another tractor. I did a lot of research this time around, and I bought a 7 Series, the older ones, the 7730. You can see the older one with the lights there. So the good part about 7 Series is that I have front loader capacity or availability. So looked at Damascus, and I finally found a full 7730 with front loader in Poland, which I bought and I transported here. It took a bit of money to transport it here, but all in all it was pretty same amount of money as the one I had. The only difference is that you can see that this is quite worn, and I'm going to show you in a second why it's quite worn. It's because it was old. It's a very used tractor. So I installed the Greenstar 3000 receiver. I had a display and, or not the Greenstar, the receiver, and I had a RTK package, and I had the display package and stuff. So I just transferred that and sold off the 6000 I had and bought the 3000. So I calculated all of this, so that adds up, and I paid someone to do it. So we get in here. You can see it has 10,344 hours on it currently. That's a lot of hours, right? Just gonna set up, get this one here. For some reason you need something, so switch here. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Snaps train off angle. Okay. I'll probably screw this up. Yes, I did. Of course I did. Okay, so we need to go back to the beginning. because this angle isn't correct. So anyway, so what I did was I bought this tractor, which is more powerful. I also exchanged cultivator, which was nice but a bit too narrow, so exchange that. It's nice and stuff, but I hope this works. Or 10. Meters. Okay, so the old GPS thing was better. You could change things. You can change some things on this too, I think. Just don't remember which buttons it is. Go check that. So it's, let's see. So you can shift. You can increase graph with shift track right and left. This one, realign track. Well, I wish you could switch to the left alt home. Okay. So it's gonna be a lot of planting going on. So anyway, so it's an old tractor. I cheated a bit to make it old, but it has 10,000. It had 10,341 hours when I got it. So I had played around. I got like 3 hours on it yesterday. Mostly plowing, cultivating, spreading fertilizer, and then I started planting. So we're planting mostly wheat because wheat seems to be pretty okay, profitable value-wise. You get quite a lot of wheat, and it has a good price here. So we're gonna go for mostly wheat. Might diverse a little bit, but mostly wheat. So 36 hectares of land turned out to be a lot of land. I thought it was quite a lot of land, but didn't really figure it was that much land. So I'm starting to think that if we bought that kind of farm, you wouldn't be able to hold down a job at the same time. At least not, well, periodically I guess, but I think you would probably spend like half a year or so, unless all of the family helped out. But you wouldn't be able to hold down a job at the same time as you did this, I think. It would be quite unrealistic. So we'll see how we'll make it. There's a lot of land, so and probably should yield a lot of wheat. That's good. I think we should probably be able to sustain life on a farm this size. Maybe not be brilliantly efficient stuff, but I think we would make it. This is a nice tractor, but old, as I said. And if you would buy this sort of old tractor, you would get the power you need, but you would also probably get a lot of problems. Because it's probably quite worn. So that's something to take into account buying a tractor. And we had to transport it, so that took quite some time. The seeder runs quite fast though. Also I had to service it. The first thing I did was, and that cost like 1,000 euros or so. Quite a lot of money. Let's go out of here. So the Sulky spreader worked really nice, even though I had a small size, so I had to go refill it constantly, felt like. But it did work nice. So basically I had to get all the fields on this map in order to be able to see how, make it this real size as the map are in real life. As 36 hectares is in real life, so. So we actually bought a farm with quite a lot of farmland. Who knew? Kind of cheap. I'm guessing it maybe not be the best quality of farmland because it was kind of cheap, but well. So if you had a year or so to spare, I'm thinking, and you have money for it, you saved enough money for it, you could buy equipment, you could spend a year being pretty much not profitable, but have this kind of land, and you would, I think you could be able to make that work. Now, a caveat there is that Farming Simulator economics isn't really realistic, and even though I tried to make it realistic, I'm probably missing a ton of stuff which you need. So I'm thinking to make this realistic, I continued working up to about this point, and this is the point where I actually started farming full time. So from now on, I guess I'll try to make. I'll figure that I'm taking. Had some other job which is currently I'm not doing because I don't have the time for it, and then I would eventually spool into that job. Let's see, I'll take a month off or so from work to do this, and then I would eventually get some income. So this part of the year I wouldn't get an income. The loan interest on this, wait, if you go check that, it seems a bit off. I don't think you would pay that kind of amount of interest on a loan. Saving content. So if you look at the loan interest here, I think it was like 507, or here it's 507 euros, which is not, I don't think that's realistic for a loan. I mean, we do have quite a lot of loan, 311. That's with the credit card, so 311. I'm gonna figure out how much loan you would actually pay and what the difference would be, because I think 500. Oh, maybe that is realistic actually. I'll take it back. This probably is realistic. I'm thinking what we pay on our house. We'll pay a little bit more actually, I think, but that's with a installment also. Is the installment the correct word? I don't remember. So this is quite a big field. It's a nice field. I like this field. Interesting to harvest everything later. I don't think I have a GPS on my harvest. It's too old. Maybe you should look into what it would cost to rent the harvest instead of owning it. The problem is probably people want to rent it at the same time, everyone. I saw this thing where you could actually set these up in ridge markers individually, so you could have a button for it, a sign, and it would bring down the right or left. Now you toggle between them. Totally worthless as ridge markers when it's so close. It's such a small seeder, it's hard to make it, well, I guess you could make it work, but so GPS is more priceless, not priceless, but it costs a lot of money, but it's a really good investment, because I think it gets more efficient. It gets this more efficiently done. We're not gonna fertilize more because we don't have any money for it. We're basically just gonna go around and plant a lot, which will take an awful amount of time because there's so many fields. There are a lot of fields, so I'm guessing a few episodes will be just me planting. I like this planter. I said that before, I'm saying it again. It's a nice planter. It's smaller, it's 4 meters, so it wasn't that expensive. It works out pretty nicely. We could go back and do the headlands. I'm not doing this probably as I would in real life. Probably wouldn't continue just seeding around at bend there. I'll really be more careful and then do a headland. Well, I want to think about the textures. There are nicer textures for planting. I think this is probably the default one. Is this the default one? I don't know. I'm gonna look into finding some other textures. There are some nice textures around. Some nicer. So I don't know if you have any tips on how to make this more realistic. I'm trying to make it as realistic as I can, but I'm sure there's tons of things you could add, like crop insurance and that sort of stuff. I don't know how much people use crop insurance in Sweden actually. So that's why I'm not doing that, because I don't know if people actually do that in Sweden. But perhaps they do, probably do. But it doesn't matter still, because we don't have any money to do it, so we won't do it. So I did invest in a few more beehives. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 beehives now. They're not gonna yield any profit until next year, so, but in a year or so, but giving a little bit of income. And the idea ration behind that is that we have lots of fields here which we need bees to pollinate all the flowers. So, and we'll probably get that effect eventually. Hopefully. Let's see where we are in time. 20 minutes. Oh, I don't know if it's messing up. Tell me if I have bad frame rates. Maybe I do. If I look at the recording software, it looks really bad. Oh dear. Maybe I'll actually go and do a restart of the computer till next episode. If I have bad frames, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna fix that till the next one. Hopefully. Actually, I'll go fix that once. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope the frames weren't too bad. Maybe they were. Sorry about that. In that case, I'll try to fix it till next one. Shouldn't be bad frames. It's an easy map. Easy peasy map. This has been my sort of let's play on Let's Get a Real Farm on Farming Simulator 19. A Jonsboda map for FS19, and we'll see what we'll do. I'll probably still be planting on the next episode because I'll do a lot of planting. Oh, no, I'll take that next episode. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'm Andy. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, leave a comment, share. Bye bye.